If you are a victim of Hurricane Milton in Florida and are conservative or voted for Donald Trump, the government hates you and doesn't care whether you live or die. Why do I say this? Because we know, now thanks to an exclusive that broke at the Daily Wire this past Friday, that FEMA employees were actively directed not to enter the homes of Trump supporters to register them for much needed FEMA assistance. In fact, they were told if the home had a Trump flag or a Trump sign in the yard, that it was marked, "Do not enter." And the fact that this is happening in America outrages me. It's disgusting. When it comes to federal aid and helping people in need that are victims of a natural disaster, that aid should not be weaponized against them just because they vote for an opposing party. In fact, Highland County, Florida, where this happened, according to the Daily Wire, had at least 20 homes that were marked "Do not enter." And the fact that this is going on should outrage every single American. These are only the ones we know about, thanks to some good whistleblowers that were part of FEMA that are outraged because they said that's not what they signed up for. That government should not be a respecter of persons, and they don't care what color you are, what religion you are, or who you voted for. They got involved with this project to help the people of Florida in need. And then to actively be told, no, if they vote for Donald Trump, don't even enter their home, is outrageous. But it's not surprising to me. This is coming from the same administration who called half the country garbage. So it shouldn't surprise you that they are weaponizing federal funds against the people of Florida in Highland County. Highland County also went 70% for Donald Trump on November 5th. This shouldn't surprise you. Maybe the people of Highland County, Florida, know something that the administration currently in power right now is out of touch with Americans. That they don't see Trump supporters and conservatives as human. Because this person who directed this attack on the American people, Marty Washington, who was a member of a response team from the Department of Homeland Security that partnered with FEMA, wasn't even dealt with when the whistleblowers came forward and said, this is the person who did it, who directed us not to enter the homes. The Daily Wire questioned one of the head directors of FEMA, Mr. Chad Hershey, and he said, no, we're shocked and appalled that this even happened, and this will be dealt with. But what did they do? They didn't deal with it. They had an internal meeting, and she denied that she even had anti-Trump rhetoric. She dialed it back, and she was directed to another department. So who knows how much more of this is still going on. Even though they have receipts, this is not some right-wing conspiracy. We have text messages that are in the Daily Wire article, which I will post in the description, that show that this actively happened, and all they did after lying to the press was put this person back into another position within FEMA. This is disgusting, and the arrogance of government to lie to the press and to the American people and just redirect the offender who told people not to go into the homes of Trump supporters to register them for assistance that they need should outrage every single person in this country. This story should be on every single major outlet, news outlet in the country. This should be the biggest story of the week. The fact that the government is weaponizing FEMA funds against people who do not believe in the current administration and do what they want them to do. This should cause for public outcry. But does this really surprise you? when FEMA prioritizes illegal immigrants over American citizens, we wouldn't have a crisis with dealing with two natural disasters if FEMA funds weren't given to illegal immigrants to house them and leave Americans out to dry. That is what this money's supposed to be for. And then the money that they do have is directed towards people who support the current administration. This is un-American. And I am tired of seeing a government show such disdain for its own people. It is time that we investigate this and that we clean house when the government weaponizes its own agencies that are supposed to be designed to help people. When we're seeing that they don't want to do that, they just want to hold it over our heads when we're in need to try to get us to vote for the people they want us to vote for. Maybe it's time we take a look at the people who are in charge of FEMA. Maybe it's time that we look at FEMA as an organization altogether and see if we cannot redirect these funds towards an organization who actually cares about the American people and the plight of the American people. And this is just what we know of. Who knows how much more could have happened all around the country? But it angers me that I'm even talking about this in the first place, because I care about the American people. I don't care who you voted for. I don't care if you disagree with me. I don't care if you voted for someone different than I did. I care about you. I care about your humanity. I care about the suffering of my brothers and sisters all across this country. Things like this should not happen in this country. And if you want to donate to people who actually give a damn about the suffering of the American people, do me a favor. Donate to Mercury One. Mercury One is Glenn Begg's charity, and they do a wonderful job of helping people in need. They have helped both people that are victims of Hurricane Milton and Hurricane Helene. They were among the first on the ground when Hurricane Helene happened. They are the ones who are helping the American people. And they have told us, if you follow Mercury One and Glenn Beck, that government is actually getting in the way of people trying to help the American people who are suffering as a result of the natural disasters. I'm tired of this. We can do better, and we must do better. If you agree with me, please do me a favor. I want this story to blow up. So like it, because it helps out the algorithm. Share it so more people see it. And subscribe to my channel because it helps grow the channel and expand it so that more people will see this. God bless you. God bless the American people. And help those in need, because our government certainly isn't doing it. Please consider donating to Mercury One.